And here, it's Roy Jones. So much hype surrounding. The time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. He threw a punch and just got countered. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. The straight right just misses. These two fighters are made for one another. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
Can you imagine walking into this, Todd? Walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name. You can't even hear your corner man whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
The stamina is off the charts. That counter shot lands. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Well done with that counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last one. What do we expect to see here in round two? Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This is the kind of fight you expect from two world-class elite middleweights. And he scores with the counter. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. You'd like to see more jabs. There's a counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
misses with that straight left. Catch and shoot. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. He misses with that jab. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter shot. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The jab not finding its target. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
Dominance without...
Great. Stiff.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter punch. Insane action. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Good counter punch. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter. Can't score with that jab. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. A perfect counter lands. The straight right just misses. Good counter punching. Nice counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Roy. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They have no respect for each other's punching power. That time counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
They exchange punches. His stamina is off the charts. Nice counter shot. A straight right just misses. Those counter punches have to hurt. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. He is down big time on the scores. On to the 6th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Punch, counter punch. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
A perfect counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter punch. Well done with that counter shot. They're both trying for a knockout. He missed with that jab. Well done with that counter shot. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, it's no secret. Here we go. It's round 7. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works.
Oh, my God, Johnny. Wow, what a shot. And it's over. A home run swing, and that will do it here.
Are you okay?
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That is, Todd, did you see the shot? That's not a knockout. That's an assassination. What a shot.
Fighting under the candlelight. Welcome to Cambrian Hall. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Roy Jones Jr., 160 pounds, 5'11" tall with a reach of 74. And standing across the ring from him in the flesh, Terrence Bud Crawford.
This is it. This is that fight. This is that argument. I don't know what.
It's the incomparable Roy Jones. Terrence Bud Crawford, the undisputed lightweight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
These two have certainly talked the talk. Now they've got to walk. Build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. The straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Missing with the hook. Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd waiting for something special.
It's so hot, so heated. There's a roof on here. You don't understand. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on you.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Pensacola's finest is down. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Gotta look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Punch, counter punch. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
Can make or break a fighter.
It's a terrible round, that is. Come on, you've let...
Good work, that's it. Now breathe, breathe. Just get your breath back. Just...
Come on, switch on. Get your boxing back together. And go on.
And there's the bell for round 2. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That counter shot lands. He threw a punch and just got countered. Good counter punch. How about that time counter shot? This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. That counter punch caught him clean. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Nice counter. Beautiful counter shot. He misses with that jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously...
And there's the bell to start round 3. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? And he scores with the counter. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. A perfect counter shot. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Missing with the hook. There's a counter shot. Nobody home with that hook. Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of a very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that. There's the bell for round 4. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Jab slightly off target. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Time they drop their guard, they get caught. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
That big hook doesn't land. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is...
There's the bell to start round 5. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Incredible work rate. Nice counter punch right up the middle. They exchange punches. Hook misses. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Misses with the straight left. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Oh my word, down goes RJJ! And as we take another look, it's this punch right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful.
Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Now relax, relax.
I need you to go back out there. You need to win this round. Get your mind back.
Can't listen. Great. Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight.
Just get your shots off and don't give him anything. Go back and win the round, right? It's only one round that you've lost. Don't worry about it. Get out there and switch on. Get this boxing back together.
Think about the defence on end. Think about what you do. Good work.
You win this round. You had everything in the bag. Now you've let him back into it.
This is the beginning of round 6. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Can't score with that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That left hook missed. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? That hook just can't find the target. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just... Round 7, here we go. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round? Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Trying to buy time. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
catch and shoot. A swing and a miss with the left hook. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the line here.
Round 8, and we're off again. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Holding nothing back here in the round. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, they're good.
Do you believe this? Bud Crawford just got knocked down. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
A shot for... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing them down. He misses with that straight left. Perfect counter land. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. A pretty lopsided decision there, a unanimous one.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big, big, hard lesson. I totally agree.